This week we had huge updates on the American Psycho remake, Black Panther 3 and the new DCU Batman. There's been much back and forth over the past few weeks over whether or not Robert Pattinson is the Batman of the DCU. Speculation really took off in December when the Batman Part 2 was delayed to 2027, and on the same day Andy Muschietti, the current director of the new DCU's Batman, said that his film The Brave and the Bold was delayed for a bit. However, just 2 days later, James Gunn came out and said that The Brave and the Bold was not delayed. The main theory amongst fans was that the film was delayed and the script being reworked, that Pattinson could join David Corenswet's Superman in the DCU. Supporting this was that Matt Reeves was labelled as a producer on the Batman spin-off supposedly for the DCU, such as Clayface. This all got turned on its head a few days later when a Batman silhouette appeared in Creature Commandos, the first official project for the DCU, and appeared not to be Robert Pattinson. James Gunn would then do an interview with Rotten Tomatoes talking as if the DCU Batman would be a new one, saying things such as Batman's origin story won't be shown in the DCU. To confuse things even more, a couple days later, Jeff Snyder, a pretty reliable scooper, reported that Mr. Freeze would be the villain of the Batman Part 2, making no sense if Reeves' universe was grounded, seeming that if this report was true, then Pattinson would be in the DCU. So as you can see, it's been over 2 weeks of now constant back and forth, but now it seems we have a clear answer. Or do we? Matt Reeves, while at the Golden Globes, did an interview where he was asked point blank if Pattinson was joining the DCU, and here's what he said.
I mean, it really comes down to whether or not it makes sense, and, I think what's been great is there was really a kind of a story that I wanted to tell, we're calling the epic crime saga and all of that, which is the thrust of what we wanted to do, and it's been important to me to be able to play that out, and, James and Peter have been really, really great about that, and they're letting us do that, and, what the future brings, I can't really tell you. I have no idea right now, except that my head is down now about getting the Batman Part 2 shooting and to make it something really, really special, which of course is the most important thing.
And if they decide, we really want Rob to be our DCU Batman?
I don't know. Well, we'll have to see where that goes.
Fair enough.
Now, the internet is very split on whether this is Matt Reeves completely shutting down the idea or leaving it as a possibility or even teasing that this is true. To me, it really did seem that this meant there was a strong chance of Pattinson joining the new universe. However, this week we got a clear yes or no answer. And it came from the director of The Brave and the Bold, the supposed new Batman for the DCU. Andy Muschietti said on Tuesday very clearly that, quote, the Batman of Matt Reeves is obviously not from the new universe, and that they're talking about ideas and about the story and tone for his film. However, what's very clear is that Gunn and Muschietti are not on the same page, as we had the confusion on whether Brave and the Bold was delayed, but also Muschietti said he hadn't spoken with Gunn since before Superman started filming, which was all the way back in February 2024, almost a year ago. So can anything Muschietti said here be trusted, as plans would have completely changed since? But the story ends there for now, so whether or not Pattinson is in the DCU or not really seems unanswerable right now, but I'm sure this won't be the last we hear of it, so I'll keep you updated. Next story I have is a very odd one, and again just confuses things even more. In October 2024, Deadline reported that Luca Guadagnino was set to direct a new adaptation of American Psycho for Lionsgate, essentially a remake. This wasn't too shocking, as in February 2024, Jeff Snyder, who I mentioned earlier, did a report that Lionsgate was looking to do a modern remake. Then in December, it was confirmed that Austin Butler had been cast as Patrick Bateman for this new remake. But now this has all been confused, as on Tuesday, the author of the American Psycho book, Bret Easton Ellis, went on a podcast and said that the entire film is, quote, fake news. He said that he heard from various sources that nobody has signed a deal yet, and this news was put out there to see how people reacted. If that is true, then it's quite a weird thing to do, as Deadline, the outlet that first reported this, is a very reliable news source, and is not the place to publish a fake news article like this to then follow it up a couple months later with another fake casting article. There's been no more updates on this story, so as soon as we get them, I'll keep you updated. T'Challa was killed off during Black Panther Wakanda Forever following the tragic death of Chadwick Boseman, where it was then revealed that he had a secret child with Nakia named after him, T'Challa. It seemed that Marvel would then keep Shuri as the Black Panther, with the young T'Challa taking the mantle after her. However, fitting with the confusing theme of today, it seems that now that has all changed. Jeff Snyder has come out with a report on Wednesday claiming that Marvel are planning to recast T'Challa for new Avengers films and Black Panther 3, going as far as to offering another actor the role last year, but they turned it down. Now, we know that Ryan Coogler is currently writing Black Panther 3, with Denzel Washington being attached to the film, but no further details on it until now. This would be very strange considering that it seemed Marvel had made their final decision when they killed T'Challa off and replacing him with his son. Now, this could mean that they're recasting the child and aging him up to take the mantle from Shuri. However, this was not what was implied by Snyder's report. Since the third Black Panther film was only announced in December, it's quite likely that we'll get updates on the film at San Diego Comic-Con later this year. Smaller but still noteworthy updates from the week were that the new It prequel series Welcome to Derry has 3 seasons planned, all set in different decades, with season 1 expected to release this September on Max. Along with that, Daniel RPK reported that Disney is developing a new Star Wars show for Disney Plus, set during the Knights of the Old Republic era. Still to cover is Shrek 5 being delayed whilst Minions 3 is pushed up, Jude Law being cast as Vladimir Putin in a new biopic, and much more, which can all be found on my TikTok or on daily shorts on this channel. Thanks for watching.